access.
Thank you. Memory.
Yes.
Welcome to Tech Tuesdays with Tag, and today we are going to continue this saga of building a computer, and we're doing random access memory today. RAM.
Yeah. RAM.
RAM.
Random access memory.
Let's get into it. We have my old 24 megahertz RAM for this one, and brand new T-Force 36 megahertz RAM.
What's these?
These are RGB little heat shield spreaders, where those aren't RGB, but these are faster. That's the 24, 36. However, I did test this out a little bit ahead of time. These, in this motherboard, unfortunately, will only run at 32. So that's something you have to kind of try to figure out through your research. I did not do that. So, but the RAM is still good to upgrade to another computer, so that's perfectly fine.
What does it, 24, 36, what is the measurement of it? What is the...
Megahertz.
Okay. Megahertz.
Megahertz. Where do I put it? Ooh! Do I put it in my fun play toys? Where? The little thing, yes?
Oh, yeah. Is it going to fit with the way you put the...
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes.
Which way does it go, though?
That's a good question. So, there are more generations of RAM than just this DDR4. We're on DDR4 now. We're probably going to move into newer stuff down the road. But this is DDR2, and this is DDR3. Now, if you girls take a look at this, you see how the notches are off on DDR2 and DDR3? Mm-hmm. Now, let's take a DDR4. And let's take a look at that, and that notch is slightly off as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's to make sure that you don't put it in the wrong way. So the notch needs to line up with the notch. Mm-hmm. So on here you have these tabs. Now, as you will notice, yours has two. It will click on both ends. Mm-hmm. Yours has one click, so you need to line it up.
You have to put these together, mine though, together, because they're all together.
Yes, because they're zip tied together, so you have to do it kind of...
Doesn't fit?
Like this.
So if you see here, the notch lines up with the notch.
You're talking about the notch right there?
You see the notch right here?
Yeah.
And the notch right here?
Mm-hmm.
There's a notch on the RAM and a notch on the slot. See how those two notches line up?
Well, what happens if you have a different notch like those?
Well, they don't work with this motherboard.
Oh, okay.
These are DDR3. DDR3 only works with DDR3 and DDR4.
So you have to make sure
you buy the right RAM, the right type of RAM for your motherboard. So when you're researching what kind of RAM to buy for your motherboard, you need to make sure you buy what RAM is supported. And every motherboard, look at this.
I have it done.
She has it done. Now with yours, you kind of slide it in there, and then you give it a push.
Oh.
There, she's in.
I was afraid to
Gotta give it a little bit of pressure. Be forceful. There you go.
Okay.
Clicks.
So then what is this? Is this
That's
for
supposed
like
to be for a
RAM,
That's
or-
supposed to be for a graphics card.
Oh, okay.
So you put the graphics card in like that. We're not doing graphics card because they're built in. Like, we're trying to just do a starter computer for anyone who's trying to get their kids involved into gaming. And AMD is the best to get that started.
Did she have to push hers down? Or
Yes, she did.
Okay.
So you want to make sure you're seated too.
Oh, okay.
They're not always seated. Make sure they're all seated, pushed in.
Because the things pop up.
So she only had two?
She only had two. That's 16. That's 27. We have a mixed match set here. We have...
Wait a minute. You said these are 24.
No, that's the amount of RAM. So there's 16 gigabytes. There's two 4s in here and two 8s, which equals 27 gigabytes. However, hers is faster. The speed and quantity. So you have 16 gigs of quantity, but yet those will run on this motherboard at 32, even though rated for 36. 32 megahertz.
Alright, so the memory...
These are 27 quantity. That's how much RAM's there. But will only run at 24 megahertz.
Oh, that's where the 24 comes. So altogether it's 24.
Now altogether this is 27 gigabytes
but
of
it will
RAM.
only run 24.
But it will only run at 20. So the speed is how fast the RAM talks to the processor and does its computing. The processor cannot go faster than the RAM.
But does it also has a memory though? You're saying?
What do you mean the memory?
Because you say it's RAM, so it's random access memory.
Right.
Yes.
So it's not. Is it
It
just
loads
the speed?
so it loads like the operating system up. It goes operating system stored in the RAM. So
it's really not like it doesn't really memorize or remember things. It's off.
It holds the thing there, like your Windows 10. It holds it, whatever the main operating system, like the dashboard, your main
So it
window
holds all that
holds that in
information?
there. And then when you click on like the folders, it pulls that in. It pulls it from the hard drive into the random access memory, so then you can view it, and it holds it in here.
Mm-hmm. Does
As
it
you realize
always
that.
hold it in there, or it just gets it from
Only when you
somewhere?
access it.
Okay,
Only
so
when
it gets it, and then it puts it on the
holds on
computer.
there. So if you click a picture,
But it's
it'll
not
grab it
holding
from
on to
it'll
it.
grab it from the hard drive,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll pull it into here, hold it up so you can view
Right,
it.
but it's not really keeping it. It's not holding it. It's not.
No, once the
brain.
computer shuts
Is
down,
that
it wipes
the
it out.
What does it remember everything?
What, memories and everything?
Yeah,
It's your hard drive.
the whole hard drive.
It's a hard drive.
Okay.
You have different hard drives. This is solid state.
I thought this was the
rigid.
whole hard drive.
That's
Oh,
the
this is
motherboard.
motherboard.
This
Okay.
Motherboard.
Yep.
Yep.
So this is the hard drive. Oh,
That's the hard
little.
drive. That is the M.2s, the new
Wow,
source of
that's
hard
what-
drives.
That's the whole memory thing.
It is.
Okay, but you said the CPU was the brain.
It is.
Can this be the brain though?
That would be like your memories. That'd be the memories part of your brain.
Oh my
So then why
goodness.
is RAM called random access memory?
I don't know, computer world. Why did we call RAM random access memories? Leave a comment in below, because that's a good
I would have
point.
probably called it like
Not bad.
not bad.
So that is RAM.
Doesn't she have to? She doesn't have plugins.
No, she does not have RGB.
But you always have to have 4 for this one.
No, actually, that's a good question. No, you do not. In fact, you can run a motherboard off of one stick of RAM. The thing is, you need to consult your motherboard manual and figure out which slot
Oh.
to put the RAM in. Now some, like, yes, this one will have, you see how it says black and gray? Okay, black and gray. I don't know quite which slot is primary slot, but my guess would be that one would be number 1. That's my guess. I'd have to look at the motherboard manual. But then if you were to put a second stick in here, so let's say gray was that slot, so you put your first stick in there. Your second stick would have to go in the gray. Would have to go, it's usually 1 over on a 4-port. On that one, there's one, I don't
There's
know
only 2.
which one is which. It could be that both of them work. One of these ports is probably primary and the other one's not. I would guess the first one closest to the processor would be the primary slot. So if you only had 1 stick of RAM, you'd put it closest to the processor generally. But then if
it
you have
would
a
be
4
slower.
slot, you're going to want to have to stagger them, because generally that's how they set the motherboard up. It's staggered, and then obviously the next 2 would be a series of what you put in there.
But then it would be slower. If you only had 1 or 2 random RAM.
It also doesn't look as nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
And I'm
it would
all
be
about
slower.
looks.
But it would be slower.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, you can't really run a computer nowadays off 8 gigabytes.
But it
of
looks
RAM.
like they came anyways, like 4 and 2 and
2 and 4. The RAM. Yeah,
That
you
one
can
I'm
buy one stick, but generally when you buy a kit, they come in sets of 2.
right.
So it's harder to buy them in sets of 4. You can find them in single sticks, but sets of 2s is usually what they come in. If you have any questions, leave a comment in below, and I will do my best to answer it. But that is the RAM part of this building.
Random access
Yes,
memory.
Now we'll move on to the hard drives. Stay tuned for that video. And I'm Tristan. This is Erica. And my mom, Linda. And
Take your